Yeah. No, I suppose this is part two or the second part or the sequel, right? What was I going to say? How was I going to start? Think about it like this. I have this thing that I say, like any good story, let's make this arc. ARC, which is of course an arc for a particular story, right? So you have story arcs. And you also have stories that you're going to use in your social media posts. Now, ARC, I label it as a reels challenge, right? So you have that. But also, I give it another name. It's also called accessible, reusable content. See that? Because the reel in the ARC is what the accessible, reusable content actually is. Right now, I'm going to tell you, there are things that I was vehemently against. I hated how reels looked. I hated how reels looked. Like I would make a reel and then I see how it looks presentation wise, and I would go, what is all this? I don't like that. So I had a negative bias. Yeah, I had a negative bias for well, I guess against it, not for. See, I had a negative bias against it. I didn't like reels. I did not like reels. I didn't even like stories. But guess what? There is a utility in all of this. For example, what if you wanted your more obscure content to be more visible? There's no better way to do it than to just and guess what? You can't. What are they going to do? You're not going to be. Think about it. It's your story. It's your story. Are you going to be guilty of spamming on your own story? Or your own? So, let me tell you, if you want something of a synonym to what an Instagram and a Facebook story actually is, let me tell you what it is. Think about that. Think about that. When you go on this, your WhatsApp, and you post a status, you ever notice how people that you've not heard from in ages, you look and you see you have 18 views, 32 views, 17 views, and you go, we didn't even talk anymore. And sometimes, you know, that's neither here nor there, right? But that's the beauty of the WhatsApp status. It shows you that people are paying attention to you. And you never know who's looking. So if that is true for this, you need to treat your Instagram and your Facebook, sorry, again, this is a slightly unprofessional presentation, yeah? So yeah, that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to think of an Instagram story and a Facebook story just like this. And if you treat it like that, just do it every day. No, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm telling you this like it's easy to do. It's exhausting. Let me just dispel a myth right away. Let's dispel one myth about content creation. One, content creation is a full-time job. It's a full-time job. There's a reason why people have teams. Actually, you know, this is the problem now. I didn't turn on my hotspot. So what I need to do, I need to turn on my hotspot, get onto my other phone, and show you some of the videos about some things that I've seen. Anyway, long story short, there's this guy that was saying, hey, don't be greedy. Stop being greedy. Right? What he's saying is, you can't do it all by yourself. No man is an island. You can't do all. And I know that. Oh, I know. I mean, look at the greatest athletes. You have Usain Bolt. You have the Conor McGregors. You have the, Alex Pereira's. You have the Floyd Mayweather Jr. You know, everybody that has ever been a dominant force in sports, they've had teams, they've had coaches. You know, they're people telling you what to wear, what to dress, how to say things. You know, so it takes a village to raise a child. Well, yeah, it takes a village to raise a success. How about that? How about if it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to raise a success? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I never thought I'd have landed on that bar. I never thought. I shot this in 9x16 on purpose to remind myself, to hold myself accountable and to honor those commitments.